Spartans! What is your profession?
Having almost finished my degree in the College of Communications of Arts and Sciences at Michigan State University with the hopes of finding a job in the media industry so I can pay off these terrible things known as student loans, I love looking at the inner workings of how things in the entertainment industry are created, whether they be in television, cinema, photography, or any other medium. From video editing to cinematography, I love learning about each individual process. With animation and especially the medium of anime being one of my favorite sources of entertainment, the concepts of Shirobako piqued my interest very quickly. However, can an anime really show you the inner workings of how anime is created from scratch? What's up guys, it's Kent from Spartan Media Reviews, here to discuss the series Shirobako. Should you give this show a watch? Let's find out. The story of Shirobako introduces us to 5 girls that are part of the high school animation club. Having just completed their work for the school festival, the girls make a promise to create an anime together once they make it in the animation industry. Fast forward 2 years to where our story finally begins to take off, in which we are shown the ups and downs of creating animation from the perspective of the studio Musashi no Animation. While the premise of the story itself seems simple, Shirobako is one of the most original and creative stories that I personally have seen. You can't really get more original than an anime about making anime. The story contains a nice set of themes and messages as the story progresses and actually shows each individual process and how difficult each stage of production is. There are also a large amount of struggles that our characters have to go through, including deadlines, poorly made work, illness, stubborn authors, and so on. Shirobako also has a very satisfying ending that will leave viewers at ease until another season is created, which won't be for a while. While there are a lot of positives to the story, there are also some negatives as well. Shirobako has some similar elements to series like K-On!, with the 5 girls wanting to come back together to create an anime on their own, which may turn away some viewers. However, with this aspect not being the main focus of the show, it turned out okay. While this particular story element never really developed, it gave way to nice character interactions and development. Also, some may believe that this show is boring as it has a pretty simple premise. Overall, I was thoroughly impressed with what Shirobako was able to do, and it kept me entertained the entire time. This is definitely the highest point of the series. Shirobako contains a very large cast, with the majority receiving plenty of development. While Miyamori is considered to be our main character, the entire crew is a main character in itself, with each crew member having extremely different and distinct personalities. Also, when something goes right or wrong, our characters change for good or bad, depending on the situation. They also have to think on their toes and make split-second decisions, which helps add to their development and overall personality. I do wish some side characters received a little more development, but considering the size of the cast, it was well done. Overall, I was extremely happy with our cast as the majority is thoroughly developed and extremely likable. Shirobako was animated by PA Works. The animation is simple considering this is about making an anime. It would be like expecting Michael Bay effects in a documentary about creating a movie or TV show. It's not going to happen. When they focused on keyframing and different aspects of animation, I truly appreciated how much work goes into it. Having done animation myself, although not very good animation, there is a lot of work that goes into the process. From storyboarding to creating character designs to animation to dubbing and lip syncing, they really showcase each element in the animation. Character designs were done nicely as well. It was also nice to see a show with no fan service either, although they still added some moe elements that weren't needed. I also really liked the homage to Initial D in multiple parts of the series when our production assistants raced to get their product done first. The first opening animation was really creative, especially the beginning transition. While the first ending is simple in terms of animation but adds a lot of charm to the series. The second opening also was very similar to the first, showcasing each individual section. The second ending is animated very creatively, which I preferred compared to the first ending. Overall, while Shirobako is not the most detailed series that I have seen, the individual elements help add to the overall charm of the show. Shirobako's soundtrack is very simple like any other slice of life series, with the score working with the everyday lives of our characters. Voice acting was done nicely as well, considering that is a major part of the show in terms of story and character development. The first opening and ending were really catchy and enjoyable, while both the second opening and ending, while not as catchy in my opinion, are still good. Overall, I would say the score worked well with the animated scenes, but don't expect something similar to series like Your Lie in April. Now, with everything that I've said, do I recommend Shirobako? Absolutely. This show is definitely not for everyone as it can be considered very boring, but the amount of exposition put into this series is well worth your time. The characters are likable and you are able to become attached to them throughout the gripping story and the struggles of animation. The animation, albeit simple, is very complementary to the other elements, and the soundtrack is done nicely as well. Overall, Shirobako is a must-watch if you want to see the inner workings of what animation is in a different perspective. If you are interested in in watching Shirobako, you can check out the series for free on Crunchyroll. Now, what are your thoughts on Shirobako? Comment below. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. You can also subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I would really appreciate that as well. Follow me on Twitter and Hummingbird to keep up to date with the current things that I'm doing. And with all that said, I will catch you guys in my next review. Thank you for watching.
Nice.